Mike Peterson here. Today I want to give you 5 signs that your marriage is headed for divorce, but more importantly, how to reverse it. So let's jump right into it. Number 1, silent treatment replaces conversation. See, the silent treatment is one of the most toxic patterns because it feels like peace on the surface, but it's actually quiet destruction underneath the surface. See, here's the danger in it. When silence becomes the norm, it's not peace, it's actually distance. You see, silence is the slow erosion of connection. Silence tells your spouse, you don't matter enough for me to even engage. And over time, this begins to feel like rejection. See, silence can be more painful than open arguments because it communicates indifference. When one partner won't talk, the other begins to fill in the blanks with assumptions. Things like, he must not care, or she must be hiding something. See, these unchallenged narratives spiral into suspicion and resentment. If one spouse feels unheard at home, they may unconsciously seek connection elsewhere. That could be with friends or coworkers or even online. Silent treatment leaves a vacuum, and vacuums rarely stay empty for long. So what's the bottom line? The bottom line is this: silence is not keeping the peace, it's starving the relationship of oxygen. See, arguments may bruise, but silence suffocates. Here are several effective ways to address the problems, to avoid and to eliminate that silence. Begin to reintroduce safe, structured conversations. One way to do this is to use what I call the 10-minute daily check-in, where each spouse shares one win, one worry, and one want without interruption. Just listen to each other. Another good tool is the pause and play rule. Before responding in conflict, take a 60-second pause to just breathe and check your tone. Then press play and respond, not react. This lowers defensiveness and stops words you'll regret. Try this strategy as well. Use I statements, not you accusations. Instead of saying, you never listen, say, I feel unheard when I share. This shifts the focus from blaming to feelings of accountability, thus keeping the communication door open instead of slamming it shut. I hope you're getting the picture here. Here's one more effective tool to help reverse the effects of deadly silence in the marriage. I call this the conflict curfew. Never try to resolve heated arguments late at night when emotions are fried. Set a boundary. No big conflict talks after 10 p.m. Rest first, then revisit with a clear head. I hope that helped. Here's the second sign that your marriage could be headed for divorce. You feel more like roommates than lovers. And here's the danger. It should be obvious, but here's the danger. When schedules, kids, and careers dominate, intimacy gets downgraded to logistics. Without romance, friendship fades. When each spouse dives into their own careers, hobbies, or devices with little overlap, life together becomes about bills and kids and chores rather than the relationship. Hugs, kisses, and even sex become check boxes or bargaining chips, like I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine. Though things like that drains the joy and turns intimacy into duty. The relationship becomes all business and no fun. Without laughter and play, couples stop associating joy with each other. And that lack of lightness makes outside relationships begin to look more and more appealing. Here are several effective ways to address the problems, right? Create a weekly adventure ritual. Do just one new experience together weekly. It can be something small. You don't have to go broke. You don't have to do a lot of things. Do things like cooking a new recipe together, visiting a park, trying salsa, right? Go learn to dance. This is important because novelty reignites attraction and rewires the brain for bonding. Schedule intentional intimacy rituals, a weekly date night, a shared laughter. Spend 5 minutes every day in affectionate, non-sexual touch. Just holding hands, cuddling, back rubs. See, physical connection without pressure rebuilds safety and warmth. Try this as well. Once a week, watch a comedy. Play a silly game or revisit an inside joke list. See, shared laughter is proven to rebuild emotional and sexual closeness. Here's the third sign that your marriage could be headed for divorce. I know I'm moving through these fast, but you can listen to it over and over. Trust becomes shaky or non-existent. And here's the danger. Secrets, broken promises, or unhealed wounds, they create suspicion. One or both spouses become detectives, checking phones, tracking whereabouts, second-guessing motives. Instead of safety, the home begins to feel like a surveillance zone. Emotional rest disappears. Emotional and sexual intimacy can't survive in an atmosphere of doubt. When you're questioning your partner's honesty, vulnerability feels impossible. Suspicion turns connection into guarded distance. When trust is shaky, every disagreement feels like betrayal. A forgotten text or late arrival spirals into accusations. Resentment stacks high and reconciliation takes longer each and every time. Here are several simple ways to address these dangers. Use micro trust builders. Things like consistent honesty, small promises kept, and transparent devices. Let your phone be open. Build trust with actions, not just words. Both spouses agree to live glass door lives for a set season. Open phone access, shared calendars, no hidden accounts. This isn't about control, it's about rebuilding predictability. Transparency restores safety when words alone won't. Start small. Keep little promises daily. Calling when you say you will, following through on chores, being on time. Each kept promise is a brick in the wall of restored trust. Don't chase one grand gesture. Do this. Consistency wins. But understand this. Trust can't rebuild if the past is weaponized every day. Couples must agree to address, forgive, and then forward focus. So use this rule. If we've agreed it's forgiven, we won't relitigate it. See, without this, trust never gets a clean slate. So here's the fourth sign that your marriage is headed for divorce. You fight the problem by fighting each other. And here's the danger. When the spouse becomes the enemy instead of the problem being the enemy, every conflict escalates. Resentment builds faster than resolution. Every disagreement feels personal. Instead of tackling the issue, spouses attack character. Things like, you always, you never. See, over time, wounds stack until small conflicts feel unbearable because the focus shifts to winning the argument instead of resolving the issue. Nothing actually changes when that happens. See, the same fights repeat, only louder and harsher each time. Instead of us against the problem, it becomes me versus you. When couples start treating each other as the opponents, intimacy shuts down and emotional safety, it disappears. The marriage turns into a battleground, not a refuge. Here are several ways to address the problems. Shift from me versus you to us versus the issue. Ask during conflicts, how can we solve this together? Practice pausing before reacting. Respond, don't explode. Before any discussion, remind yourselves we are on the same team, against the problem, not each other. Say it out loud if necessary. This reframes conflict from attack to collaboration. You see, when tempers rise, take a timed break, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just to allow yourself to cool down, breathe, and collect your thoughts. Return to the conversation using calm, measured language. This prevents reactive insults from escalating. So to help you with this, use a 3-step approach. Number 1, define the problem clearly. No blame, just facts. Number 2, brainstorm solutions together. List all options, no criticism. Number 3, agree on one actionable step and commit to follow through. You see, structured problem solving, it removes the emotional fog and it creates tangible progress. Lastly, here's the 5th sign that your marriage is headed for divorce. The future feels separate, not shared. See, when you start dreaming or stop dreaming together, you drift apart. Separate goals lead to separate lives, which leads to separate homes. When life goals, schedules, or priorities are pursued independently, couples start living parallel lives. Emotional intimacy fades because shared experiences and dreams shrink. Without alignment, even small choices, finances, vacations, household priorities turn into power struggles. Conflict replaces collaboration because each partner pursues their own vision. When the future feels separate, long-term investment in the relationship, it diminishes. Couples may stop nurturing connection, intimacy, or communication because they feel like it's just not worth it if the paths are diverging. Here are several effective ways to fix these issues. Reignite vision by creating what I call a marriage map. Write down what a 10 out of 10 marriage looks like in 1 year. What does it look like in 5 years? What does it look like in 10 years? And then dream together, plan together, commit together. Set aside 30 minutes a week to discuss goals and schedules and upcoming decisions. Treat it like a board meeting for your marriage. Review it and review progress. Adjust the plans and celebrate wins. See, regular alignment keeps both partners on the same page. Establish small but consistent rituals that keep you connected to the shared life, like a morning coffee together, evening walks, date nights, or weekly couple check-ins. These rituals create daily reminders that you're building your future together. Okay? Now, if you and your spouse are high achievers, but your marriage feels stuck, if you've lost the communication, the connection, or the intimacy that you once had, I want to personally invite you to book a free 15-minute discovery call with me. Now, on this call, we're going to do 3 things. We're going to discover exactly where your marriage stands today on a scale from 1 to 10, because you cannot measure or manage what you fail to measure. Number 2, we're going to discuss what it would take to move your marriage back toward a level 10 marriage. Then we're going to decide on the next steps that will actually sustain that change. Click the link below. Pick a time and let's get both of you back on the path to a thriving marriage before it's too late. Remember, marriages don't fall apart because of one giant thing. They drift apart when we ignore the little things. So take the first step today. I'll see you on the call. Make it an amazing day.